I don't know what happened. You remember His Excellency the President said he's
putting his presidency on the line.
On the line. Unfortunately, after the elections, when his vote reduced drastically, I believe the party people advised him. So they have slowed down. That's what I would say. Government has slowed down.
Yeah.
That is my observation.
So it means that if every party is going to be afraid of losing, then we're not going to win this war. We're going to try to say we are doing something, but actually we won't.
That is a problem. Politicians need power. And so they don't mind. Sometimes they even encourage them. You go ahead. When I come to power, I will regularize your activities for you. And this government has also introduced what they call a community mining. Some of them too are not working well. They only select individuals. Then they put all their resources behind them and they do whatever they want to do. Another area is that Nananom are also not contacted even when they allocate plots of land to miners. And in a village, you go and show a paper to a chief. So once the paper is from government with a seal there, he thinks he has the authority to do whatever he wants to do. Except that when it comes to some of the divisional chiefs and the paramount chiefs, we go further to interrogate and make sure that we go further. And sometimes even the area allocated to the miner is different from where he's doing his operations.
Okay. So how do we cure that?
Involve Nananum. We have always demanded involve Nananum. We are there. I have several chiefs under me. And sometimes I tell them, if this thing goes on in your area, I'll hold you responsible. Just about 3 weeks ago, I caused 4 of my chiefs arrested and sent to police station to sign an undertaking. They will never encourage Galamsey in their area.
But once they've been arrested, then that's distillment then.
Well, you don't go that far. It's not always that. When sometimes somebody does something wrong, they all gave excuses. Some of them, they were not directly involved. Some of them will tell you, yeah, it is because they even said, you, Nana, Omahene, as sanctioned their presence here and so on and so forth. So what you do is that you caution them and tell them any time anybody mentions my name or the chief executive or whatever, find out from that person whether or not he has actually sanctioned anybody to do operations there. So these are some of the steps we are taking. And at the National House of Chiefs too, we also always talk to our chiefs to ensure that Galamsey is not encouraged in areas. But when you go to the forest reserve, they are under the management of a Forestry Commission. So these are areas that we don't go. We don't go there. Even when you do hunting there and you are arrested, you are prosecuted. So sometime before you say, hey, Jack, they are there in their numbers. Excavators, 10, 15, with security people there. So you ask yourself, who authorized the people to go there? And when you go to, you don't get anybody to give you information. So what you do is that you start finding out from the chief executive, from the MP, you come to the Minerals Commission, and so on and so forth. And at each point, most of them will tell you, we don't know the presence of such a group there. So what it means is that you, the chief yourself, you use your resources to ask national security to come and go and flash them. That is when, if you have the resources yourself,
to do it. Yes. If you don't have it, then that's it.
So you throw your hands into the air.
But why haven't the 4 mining companies in the area still helped to deal with illegal mining?
Well, as far as their concessions are concerned, people are not there. Once a while, you get the local boys who go and do small Galamsey area there. Those ones are not serious.
Okay.
I'm referring to a forest that has not been allocated, and then people go in there to do the illegal mining.
Yeah.
In effect, what it is that it doesn't have an owner. In quote, it doesn't have an owner. So before you are aware, a group is there working, and if it doesn't come to your notice, how do you flash them out? That is it.
I was thinking that with the 4 mining companies in the area, it could help reduce reduce the illegal mining? Because the mining companies will obviously be employing the people.
Thank you. The mining companies, yes, when they can, we normally sign employment agreement with them. But some of them also claim that our people are not skilled enough for certain jobs, which is true. And you know that in some cases we demand about 60% to 80% of the basic jobs are done by our people.
Okay.
But where, for example, you can't get anybody who can operate a machine, a new machine which is about $3 million. Certainly, you cannot force the company to engage somebody from the community. And to address this situation, I have been able to establish contact with UMAT, University of
Mines and
Technology, Takwa, to establish a study center.
Okay.
In fact, gearing towards establishing a university.
But
because they haven't got accreditation for the degree courses, they have started giving skill training to people in the area.
Okay.
And it's my hope they've started. The first group, which was admitted, there are about 44. It is my hope that going forward, we will get the skills in the area so that they can get employment. It doesn't also mean that they have not engaged some of our people. They have, but we have wished that as many of them as possible. But the limitation is that, of course, if you cannot operate a machine, why do they employ you?
For how long has this skills training center been in existence?
Oh, no, just about 3 months ago.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the way of giving skills to your people so that they can be employed by the mining companies.
So now what they are doing is that they are doing drilling, giving them training, drilling, HFC, HSC, and welding and fabrication, stuff like that. It's about 6 or so programs. But they have about 12 programs.
Okay.
And aside of that, when you finish, then they promote some of them to do diploma, to also lead to a degree.
Okay.
So we hope that in the next year or two, they will have acquired the accreditation for the degree and other courses. I have also spoken with the mining companies, the 4 of them, and they have also agreed in principle so that these students can from time to time be sent to them for practical training. Okay. They have sophisticated machines that they use to train people.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. It's really a good move.
Thank you.
To get your people employed by way dealing with illegal mining, because you expect that
once they get employed in the main mining sector, they will stop the galamsey.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it doesn't stop.
Well, I wouldn't, even that's where the strong will reduce it drastically.
Sure. Do you know how many people in total the 4 companies are employing? It's huge.
It's huge. It's huge.
Because Chirano alone is a very big one.
BNE alone. In the morning when you see the number of buses dropping staff, there are many. Some are doing exploration, some are doing the rare mining, some are administration, and so on and so forth.
Okay. What is the impact of the mining on the BNE economy itself?
It used to be good. Especially when AGBL was there. And again, even when Resolute took over and never operated the mine, they were also keeping maintenance here and there, helping the community, the municipal assembly, giving scholarships here and there, helping us to build up schools. But unfortunately, the new company now, which is called the Asante Group, when Resolute could not operate, because we later on heard that Resolute had acquired a mine in Mali or something, which was probably more prosperous than the BBNE one. So they were dragging their feet. So myself and a few people started a drive to attract people. The Chinese came and they brought a very good social agreement to us affecting education, sanitation, what have you. Along the line, then this Asante Group also came in. This Asante Group is basically a Ghanaian company. So we all bought into it, even though we felt the Chinese could do better. We also wanted to encourage our own
Ghanaian, yes.
a Ghanaian. And we thought if he was successful, then other Ghanaians too will learn from him. But so far, we are not impressed at all.
With Asante Gold.
With Asante Gold at all. At all. We are not impressed. One, we did a public hearing about 18 months ago. And so they were to divert certain routes between Bibiani and Goso.
Okay.
What we have observed is that now they keep on changing. And once you change, we have EPA. EPA must be informed. The community must also be engaged to tell us why you want to now move from the first project to B or C. They don't do that. The other point is that they were to relocate or resettle the old town and Zongo people. And I've given them 500 acres of land. Of course, they have to pay, what do we call it, customary drinks. Now, I've not collected a dime from them, even though I have slaughtered a sheep, poured libation, and done everything and given the land to them.
Okay.
Aside for the customary drinks, they can come anytime. But as I tell you, they have not done much on the land. And by EPA regulation, they should never mine less than 500 meters to a settlement. But as we speak, they are about 50. And in a particular case, where there's a Zongo Old Town School, JHS, and primary school, they are 30 meters.
Hey.
And they do blasting, and stones fall into the school. And so sometimes they inform the school that blasting will be done. So what do? They close down the school. I have been there myself when the school, around 10:30, and the school was closed. And when I inquired, I was told that they told them they will be doing blasting. So the head teacher, so quickly I called the municipal director of education, and she confirmed that the head teacher called to say that they were going to do blasting, and he was afraid it might affect any of their children. So they have been doing it from time to time, which is also against the rules. Again, you asked about its impact on the economy. Even though they have given jobs to local contractors, they are all to pre-finance. So people are going in for loans, doing job, and they don't give them anything. My understanding of pre-finance is that when you start, you do it up to a certain level. You are giving some money.
Exactly, yes.
But this one, no. So now they approach their bankers, and nobody wants to listen to them. So the resettlement have not done it, and they still want to do the mining. And because of this, I and some of my chiefs went to the mining company to meet the management at Bibiani on 25th of August. And I wanted to find out why they were not doing the resettlement and why they were also breaking all the rules here and there. After that, I think they sent message to Accra, that's the head office. So I got message that the Malik, who is the CEO, and Mr. Takuma, who is the vice president, and others will be visiting. Indeed, they came on the 26th August. So when they came, Malik just ignored us, snubbed us. Why? Because as soon as they came, we sat down. I demanded that we visited the site first before discussions. Because I knew they had come there to persuade me or to convince me to assess certain things. And the basis of my argument was that the mining was
close to the
settlements. So I just wanted we went there, he didn't come. So, of course...
he came to your palace first?
He came to my house, is directly opposite the mine, the DNA.
Okay, so, and then you said you should move to the site. But when you moved, he didn't come?
He didn't come. And it was other Takuma and others. We expected to came back. And we thought he would even give us a call. He never joined us before. And what we heard was that he's gone back to Kumasi to pick his flight back to Accra. And up to now, not even a call to me to tell me that he was sorry, maybe something preventing him or something.
Wow.
Okay.
And this is Asante Gold.
This is Asante Gold.
The Ghanaian you thought you wanted to help.
Yes.
Against at the expense of the Chinese.
Yes.
And he's the one disrespecting.
Yes.
Okay.
Aside of this, they are not paying their contractors. PW started with about 70 plus trucks. Now they are operating with just about 6. Why? Because they owe them a lot. They are not paying. And what is the effect is that they have asked some of the workers
to go home.
So these are some of the upheavals. Aside of that, PW, we also have people who are doing drilling for the company. And they have all stopped because they are also not getting paid. And if a mining company stops doing drilling, then how do you go ahead?
Yeah.
Aside of that, my information from my people is that some roads are blocked, stones fly into farms, and the farms themselves, no compensation is being paid. Only a few people have been paid compensation. Hey. In most cases, even the evaluation has not been done.
Wow.
So apart from that, we also go to the resettlement. People were there, so sit down with them, evaluate their property, and pay them. They have done some of them, but they are not paying them. So I don't see the economic impact that it has, or rather the arcading industries in the area. PW, for example, has threatened to lay off some of its workers.
PW is a contractor of this
company. To do the mining for them, PW.
Okay.
Yeah, for them. And indeed, if care is not taken, and the way Malik or the CEO is handling the business is not taken, he will leave people with debts. Aside of this, I also know that Ghana government has money through MIF.
Yeah. Mineral Income Investment Fund.
There. They have also gone to Bank of Ghana for loan. So if all these things are not checked and the way he's running the business.
Oh, so what you mean is that MIF has invested in gold?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Ghana government also wants to encourage indigenous businesses. They have also invested there. And anytime you want to deal with anybody, they will tell you, well, we'll see the CEO. And nothing comes from the CEO. But the only time I got him was when he came to me and snubbed me. And right now, I believe he's out of the country. That is not even important. What is important is that every 2 weeks, they come for the gold. So what do they use the money for?
Oh.
They are not paying statutory fees.
Really?
Like royalties are not paid. Even concession rent are still now outstanding. This is illegal.
But concession rent and royalties are supposed to be paid to who?
No, to
the Minerals Commission.
Minerals Commission, administrators to lands. Well, all royalties are paid to GRA. And then GRA will do the disbursement, what will go to consolidated fund, what will go to the blah, 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 blah. What comes to Nananum will go to administrators to lands.
Yeah.
That's about 10%. And after the 10%, they take 1% and share the 9% between the municipal assembly and the SUs. For 1 year, 8 months, they are not paying. Okay. Aside of this, workers' provident fund are also in arrears.
Hey.
Yes. Workers' provident fund are also in arrears. And these are all illegalities. And I don't know. As I sit here, I even suspect that they are not even paying income tax on the salaries that they are paying. That's my feeling. Nobody has told me. Because if they are not paying provident fund, they are not paying royalties, they are not paying this, that. And certainly, and they don't care. He doesn't care because he thinks he has government's money in the business. That's my thinking.
Okay.
And if care is not taken, so this statement I'm making, I am pleading to government, to all people concerned, that they should go to BBNE, intervene, and find out what is happening there. Otherwise, the business will collapse. And when it collapses, what happens? He will leave, and then leave debt for the local people. Granting that you are a supplier and they owe you $500,000.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Meanwhile, you took loan from a bank.
Yeah.
What is the guarantee that the new company can pay you when, and even do we know even if a new company will even take over immediately? So these are some of the issues.
So
go back to the impact. Yes, Awaso is also employing.
But let's stay with this a little, because someone would ask, what evidence do you have? I mean, when it comes, okay, for the royalties, I mean, you are an evidence yourself. You are not receiving it. But when it comes to the payment of the statutory payment on the salaries of their workers.
Some workers also go to find out. Some workers also have a way of finding out if they are paying what I'm referring to. And if it is not paid, you can always find out whether your employers are paying you
or
not. Yes. So that's why I got my...
But if they have not resettled the people and they are mining 30 meters to a school, that is against the regulation. What is Minerals Commission doing? Because Minerals Commission is supposed to ensure that the right things are done.
That is under EPA. EPA, I know, has engaged them, spoken to them, and EPA has called for a meeting on Thursday between me and them.
This coming Thursday?
This current Thursday.
Okay.
So current Thursday, some of my chiefs and myself, we are going to meet with them. And I believe they are going to take action. Because if they don't take action, they will also be part of the problem. Okay. But I believe they wouldn't want to be part of the problem. Aside of this, because of the blasting, you know, we have air pollution and noise pollution.
Sure.
And I went to the hospital, invited the hospital group, invited what is happening. And they admit that upper respiratory diseases are going up.
In the area?
In the area. The records are there to show. And so we all attribute it to BBNE. And why? And it is, especially when the people come, they ask them about their localities.
Okay.
And those who are many come from Zongo and the Old Town.
Where the Asante gold is undertaking its mining activities.
Exactly. So these are the problems we are facing. You see, my concern is that in an establishment like this, you could deal with the people at the mine. But when you go, you won't get any information. All they say is that we will relate to
the CEO in Accra.
In Accra. And nothing happens. And you want to engage the CEO, you don't get him. If you are lucky to meet him, he will sit down with you 2 minutes, he will pick his call, so I have a call, I'll get back to you, not to be the end of it.
Wow.
So we want government, EPA, Minerals Commission to be up and doing. If the guy and his group cannot do the mining, they should find, what do you call it, people who can even look around for people to come and take over. Because their share price is also dropping. It used to be 2.2, it's now about 1.3.
This is not good news for...
It's not good news.
For the local economy. We are trying to get local people to take into, large-scale gold exploration. And if this is going to fail, it won't inspire other people to also take it up then.
Precisely.
Interesting.
I wanted to go to Awaso another.
Yeah. So let's talk about
Awaso. Also, the Chinese were there. They left, but a Ghanaian has taken over.
Oh, a Ghanaian.
A Ghanaian.
Okay.
What they are doing is that they are continue to do the haulage. And my last discussion with them, they have the bigger picture of going to aluminium production, but they want to settle first before they go there. Then, so
is Opomaso in your area?
Where?
Opomaso.
No.
Okay.
It's in Wasamenfi.
Okay.
Then we come to Chirano.
Okay.
Chirano was also doing relatively well, but this guy went and bought Chirano.
Which guy?
Malik.
The Asante. Oh, he's going to buy Chirano.
What motivated? He's bought it.
Okay.
Him to buy Chirano, and now Chirano is under Asante.
Okay.
So problems we are facing in BBNE, these problems are also cropping up at Chirano.
Oh.
And finally, the insult of it, Malik has companies which take scrap away from BBNE. Scrap is waste. Waste generated in the kitchen is waste.
Yeah.
Waste in our toilets is waste. But because this one has value, he takes it away. Which means if the scrap didn't have value, they also leave them over there. But over there in my area, scraps are not taken by the company. It's for the community.
Yeah.
In the community, the chiefs and some selected committees. And that is what we use to help the community. For example, Chirano, when it was under King Ross, we used the sales from this thing to buy computers to support schools, and we have supported BBNE Hospital, also Hospital, bought laptops for some of the schools by this guy. So he's taking away everything.
He's not giving the community some.
So please, if care is not taken, there will be confrontation.
Really?
Oh, sure. Sure. If after our meeting with EPA in Accra here, nothing good comes out of it, there will be a lot of, confrontation.
But that's his decision to take, whether he would give the scraps to you or not.
Forget about even that. We are talking about the totality of the whole thing.
Totality.
As for the scrap, we can handle that. We may even go and stop. And BBNE mine started in 1925. Some of this scrap we want to take away. We'll put there by a British company. You have now come, and instead of you working, paying people to work to develop the mine, you are interested in scrap, which has been accumulated there. What value has he added to the scrap? Nothing. So that is the problem we are going through.
Have you, relayed this information to the ministry responsible?
Yes, I have.
What have they done?
I'm still looking up. Since there has not been any improvement, I believe that they haven't done anything. I'm still pressing. I have.
Wow.
Minerals Commission. So the last meeting I'm going to have will be with EPA. They are doing very well. We tell them they take action. But this time around, my demand will be is to stop operations and complete the resettlement.
Okay.
Yes, before they continue.
That's your demand?
Yes, because we won't sit down for our people to die. They didn't have all these problems. Now you have diverted their roads. Of course, in some areas you give them buses, but in new areas you have not given them buses to take them to their farms. I'm concerned more about the health issues, and then the effect that it is having on Zongo, Old Town, JHS, and the primary school. I'm very much concerned. And this is not the first place where mining is going on. Takwa, when there was the need to do it, they did a resettlement first. Amanse resettlement. All other places. And the EPA public hearing, it was there. We all agree that there should be the
resettlement first. Yeah, because they
So I'm asking them, yes, we have a very big concession. If you think you are not ready, then move it far away to the other part of the concession to work, which will not directly impact on the health of the people.
So mining is really important in your locality.
Very, very started. I don't know when. The olden days, our people also doing galamsey. But what they were doing, they were sinking holes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So it didn't impact negatively. And those days too, most of the time, when people were hard pressed and they would go and do this thing, after clearing their addresses, they go back to their farming and other activities. But this time, mining is very, very important.
Okay.
And these are the 4 big mines in my area.
And 2 of them are being run by a Ghanaian. But
who is messing up.
Anyway, Once you are the president of the House of Chiefs, let's talk about chieftaincy as well.
Okay.
How troubling is the whole chieftaincy institution in Ghana?
Well, the Minister for National Security says that about 65 to 70% of all security issues are centered around chieftaincy. He may be right. Why? Because our society is centered around chieftaincy. If you want local governance properly, it's all about the chiefs. Every village, a chief is there. So he may be right, but then one may ask, why do we have so many chieftaincy problems? The National House of Chiefs and others are not well resourced to handle chieftaincy issues.
Really?
Yes. Look, the National House of Chieftaincy is treated as if we are secondary school students. So when they want to send money, it's per head. Before we organize meetings, they know that we are 80 in the National House of Chiefs. Other regions, they know the number. So they send money according to our number. And if I tell you, as president of the National House of Chiefs, my sitting allowance is 300 Ghana cedis. My hotel accommodation is 300 Ghana cedis. So ask about the other members, what amount they are giving. And you give me 300 Ghana cedis when a chief also doesn't travel alone. I have a driver and maybe a servant or something. So I have to look for hotel for them, feed them. That is one. The other one is that we need funds to handle the judicial cases. Courts are sitting every day, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we have about 5 judicial committees. And they are prepared to work throughout the year. But the vote is so small, so when it is exhausted, they all come to the last. That is one. 2, as I speak right now, some of the regions don't have council. And councils must be recruited by government and posted to the various regional houses of chief. My own region, Western North, we don't have one.
Oh, you don't have a lawyer for the house?
2, Bono East, they don't have one, and others. The National House of Chiefs is an appellate body where all cases go on appeal. We have only one lawyer. And we have made several requests to the extent that at a certain point, when I took over, I even requested that we are giving laptops so that some of our meetings, because the certain allowances is 300 and so, why don't we sit in the comfort of our palaces and have the discussion? Then the National House of Chiefs, when we meet as a group, instead of one day, we could sit for 2 days. And I started this thing more than 4 years ago.
It hasn't worked.
It hasn't worked. So yes. But the other aspect too is that what personally I've observed is that Ghanaians always quarrel about competition. So it is not only about chieftaincy. Look at what is happening at the political scene. MPP, NDC. Anything about competition, there is always fracas. So we need to examine ourselves. We don't want to accept defeat graciously. So yes, I know there are a number of chieftaincy issues, but if we had the, what do we call it? The funding, the resources, who dispose of them in no time.
Is it just about funding or about some entrenched positions that some of the chiefs do take?
Entrenched positions like what?
I mean, sometimes feuding parties have come to the Judiciary Committee. You know that if there could be compromises, a lot of the challenges would have been solved. But they are not willing to.
Yeah, we have ADR. But ADR, the groups must subject themselves to the ADR. If they don't, you don't go into arbitration. Right? They have to submit themselves to the arbitration. And they must understand that once the ruling is given, that will be final. We have been doing it. But I would have wished that we could handle more of these cases under the ADR. So, yes, as for the panel members, they are always ready to work. They don't take an entrenched position. Yeah, they don't take.
No, I'm not even looking at the panel. I'm looking at for example, if myself and my family, we have an issue, we are disputed over who is the rightful owner.
If you take entrenched position, that's why we have the judicial committee there. They will handle the case.
Okay.
If you wouldn't subject yourself to arbitration, we'll handle the case. Once you have the resources, some of them, they sit about 2 or 3 times, and the case is disposed of.
So now, going forward, just in about 10 minutes, what do you think should be done so that all of these challenges, Western region, too many issues. You go to all the places throughout Ghana, there are several issues. What must be done in a minute?
In a minute, what must be done is that we should keep on educating our chiefs, educating our people we have been doing. Sometimes we invite resource persons to address them. Secondly, resources must be made available to the National House of Chiefs. The courts always have the resources to work. And when you go to court one and you are not satisfied, you go to the next one and finally you go to the Supreme Court. Okay. And we have the same thing. When it is at the Traditional Council, we are not satisfied, you go to the Regional House of Chiefs and then to National House of Chiefs, and if possible, even to the Supreme Court. Okay. So, yeah, if you get the resources, everything will be all right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nana.
My pleasure.
For coming.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Ojia Hohoya Ojibi II is the president of the National House of Chiefs and is also the paramount chief at Anyaso traditional area. Well, that has been it, the extended version of the AM show. Thank you for being a part of us. But we'll take you to Parliament because the third witness in the investigation into the alleged plot against the IGP has appeared before the committee in Parliament now. So let's take you to the House to hear what's happening there.
And I want to put it on record that I've had 3 different conversations with Chief Bugri Naabu in his office. First conversation was when his son, by name Prophet Emmanuel Tay Bugri Naabu, who happens to be my friend and my spiritual father. I was in town with him, and then when we were about to sign off from our mission in town, he told me, "Commander, my father's office is around here. I want to go there and say hello to him. So, Commander, I beg you, let's go." So I accompanied him. When I got there, I was introduced, and the father was also introduced to me by Prophet Emmanuel Tay Bugri Naabu, who is the direct son of Chief Bugri Naabu. And then after the introduction, the 2 of them were conversing about one Aite. And this Aite, I learned, was the one who was taking care of Chief Bugri Naabu. You know, Chief Bugri Naabu is a grown-up. And it happens to most grown-up men. There are so many things in the house that he cannot do for himself, which I cannot make everything public because he is an elderly man. So this boy, who is taking care of him, says he has stopped the work he's doing for Honorable Chief Bugri Naabu. So having deliberated on the issue for a while with the son suggested that, Commander is here. Commander has worked in Mamprobi and is very nice with the Mamprobi people. And I'm sure even Aite might know him. So why don't we let Commander Asare call Aite and speak to him to rescind his decision. They ended up giving me Aite's contact number. I called him in their presence and then told him what I've heard from Alhaji. And I've been asked to intervene. So Aite also gave me his side of the story. And what he told me, I cannot make it public because it is unpleasant. It is highly unpleasant. And this is an elderly man's matter that I'm talking about here. If you go and spew such things about my elderly father, I wouldn't be fine with you. So, with your indulgence, I wouldn't go there. That was the end. We exchanged pleasantries and then exchanged contacts. I left his office.
Okay, so what was the other meeting? This is a domestic one. What is the other meeting?
The other meeting, I was there one day. Chief Bugri Naabu called me that, Commander, where are you? Then I told him where I was. Please, can you come and see me? I want to discuss something with you. Chief Bugri Naabu, after his call, when he made that statement to me that I should come and see him for a discussion, I told him, okay, Alhaji, I will come. So I went. When I went, he told me, after asking me about the progress of the assignment he gave me in respect of his assistant, Aite, he told me, Commander, they are looking for a new IGP. So do you have somebody in mind that you can recommend? And I told him, of course, yes. So he asked me who that person is. And I mentioned Commissioner of Police George Alex Mensah's name to him. And then made him know about his credentials, his academic qualification, and the way he's highly respected among the rank and file of the Ghana Police Service. There, Bugri Naabu told me, oh, as for Commissioner, I know him. He has come to my house before in Dansoman. It was some boys from the Jubilee House that brought him to my house. And according to my investigation, he is on retirement. And I said, wow, retirement? Where did you get all these information from? You are not a policeman. Police internal matters, how did you know it? So you told me, oh, Commander, but we are also in the system. We know everything. Then I said, okay, no problem. So I took time to let him understand that Commissioner George Alex Mensah is not on retirement. Anybody that told you that told you a lie. It is a total falsehood. It is not true. Commissioner George Alex Mensah is on his terminal leave pending retirement. That doesn't mean the person is on retirement. So I took my time to let him know the differences between the two. And then he told me that apart from him, if I go and tell the appointing authority and it backfires, who else can you recommend? And I recommended 3 other senior officers, commissioners. Number 1, COP, Mr. Ernest Oust. Third one, COP, Maami Yatiwa Adodankwa. Fourth one, COP Mr. Tete, Mr. Christian Tete Yonu. And that was all. So, final one, the last one, that has brought all this controversy is that I was there on the 19th of June, 2023. At 2:13, I have the records. I have the records here, which I will tender with your indulgence when I'm done. 2:13, Chief Bugri Naabu called me that, Commander, there is good news. So I want you to come with
2:13.
2:13 p.m.
Which day? Which date?
On the 19th. On the 19th of June, 2023. So I should do my best and come with Commissioner. Then I asked him to call him because he told me you have his number. He has come to your house. But all the same, a big man who is a chief, well respected at the time, not now, has asked you to do something for him, not any bad thing. Not any bad thing. That come with your commissioner, COP, Mr. George Alex Mensah. I told him to call him, and he called again. He called again. The calls were coming, one too many. And I was a bit surprised that what at all does this man need me for? For him to call me 12 consecutive times. 12. The last call was 5:57. More than 3 hours. He still wanted to see me. Never knew there was any malice. And I thought that just as he called me some time ago to go and told me something, let me go and listen to him. And then when I started going, I had a call from Commissioner earlier. Yes, around 4 thereabouts. 4 thereabouts. That, Asare, where are you? We are waiting for you. Me, I didn't know anything. So I went. And when I went, if you listen to the tape, the communication was already going on. Because why I didn't want to go initially was that you wanted me to recommend somebody to you. The person has been recommended. The person is in the office. He has come. Me, I don't need anything from you. I don't want you to do anything for me. I am not a commissioner. I haven't gotten to even AC or chief superintendent to give me a course to have that idea, mindset that I'm closer to the seat. I'm nowhere closer. So the person that is closer to the seat is there with you. But since the big man, my boss himself, has called me, I have to be respectful and do them the honor. So exactly so, I went there, met them, they were talking. Then he asked me, Commander, what is your opinion on the performance of the IGP? And I told him my opinion. I'm done, my Lord, Honorable Chair.
Okay. So, this narration is good for us. But I asked you a question which triggered the narration. So let me read to you what Chief Bugri Naabu said. And this is the third meeting of the committee. And I'm reading from page number 7. Have you had the benefit of our proceedings?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Council. So, Council, get to the proceedings dated Monday, the 28th day of August, 2023. And then page number 7. And I'm dealing with the last 2 paragraphs. A little bit down. I want to quote what Chief Bugri Naabu said. I even promised Commander Asare that if he would come himself, then I'll go with him to the president so that I would sit down and he would talk directly to the president. He told me that day he was traveling, so he wanted a man called JB, who is also a police superintendent, to come and join me. Okay. He would equally say the same thing that they know about the IGP. So they called JB on phone. He said a lot on phone. And I told him that Sunday, 3 o'clock, I'm going to book an appointment and go with him to the president. He said yes. He would be with me at that time. On the Sunday, I called JB and asked him to meet me at Afrikiko, and I'll drive him to the president's place. He said he was in the Eastern region for a program. I said, but you said you were coming. You people came to my office for such an important thing, and now I'm going to be with you to meet the president, and you will not go. I was so disappointed. Brother Asare, it seems to me that Chief Bugri Naabu is saying that you introduce Superintendent JB for purposes of going to see the president on the matter. What is your response to that?
Honorable Chair, that's not true. That's not true. Because I'm the type that I know how to present my issues, assuming without admitting that that was true. Assuming without admitting that that was true. I will be eager enough to go and meet the president myself. Yes, when granted the opportunity. Because how many people can have that opportunity to meet the president? Then I snap a picture with him, go and put it in my hall. That people will see that I'm also somebody. Yes, so I'm not getting where this is coming from. I'm shocked. I'm surprised.
So is it your case that Chief Bugri Naabu is inventing a story against you?
Exactly so, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Members of the committee, you've heard your man. These were the few introductions we have to do. And now you have the space to interrogate him. Who is ready to start? Yes, my good brother, you can start.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. Superintendent Asare, how are you?
I'm good, Honorable Chair.
You know, if I am on the mic, I expect you to be in a comfortable zone. We've known each other for years, and you know what I stand for. You know my level of integrity, that when I ask a question, it's not a personal question. This is a public hearing. The public wants answers. It's an issue that has attracted so much public attention. The public is interested. So to the best of your ability, you provide answers to the questions that I will ask, but never in your dream think that it is Peter who is asking questions. Yes, Peter is asking questions, but I'm asking questions because the public needs to know. So you assist the committee to appreciate what we are doing here. Before I ask my first question, I also want us to appreciate the fact that the Ghana Police Service is not on trial in Parliament. The committee has a simple mandate vis-à-vis the tape that had leaked. So we are just going strictly according to the mandate given us. First question. You spent 27 years in the service. When were you in the Upper West region?
Honorable Chair, I was in the Upper region and when the 2012 election results was about to be declared. No, the election petition was about to be declared. That was when. So they declared the results whilst I was in WA, and I left WA in 2015.
Between 2012 and 2015, did you ever see or meet Chief Bugri Naabu in WA?
Honorable Chair, as I indicated earlier, the first time I met Chief Bugri Naabu was when his son, Prophet Emmanuel Tei Bugri Naabu, took me to his office that he was going to say hello to his father.
So the answer is no.
No.
Yes.
Thank you. Chief Bugri Naabu, in his evidence, told this committee that the first day you met him and he asked how you got to know him, you said you got to know him in the Upper West region when he used to come to Alaji Short. And Chief Bugri Naabu acknowledged the fact that, oh yes, Alaji Short is a strong MPP member, and he used to come there. So you can't be wrong. Are you indicating to the committee that this is not true from Chief Bugri Naabu?
Honorable Chair, it is not true.
For your 27 years of experience, can we help this committee, and of course the public that is working, that is watching, how are IGPs appointed?
Honorable Chair, just as you rightly said, what I know is that appointment of the Inspector General of Police is the sole prerogative of the President of the land, of the Republic. And that is what the Constitution says, Article 200, Clause 1, that the President, in consultation with the Council of State, shall appoint the Inspector General of Police.
By implication, it is the prerogative of the President, as you said. Is it very okay to also lobby for the position?
Honorable Chair, this is my personal opinion, which has gotten nothing to do with the tape. But if I'm to express my opinion, lobbying has been with man from antiquity. It is not today that lobbying started. Lobbying is all over, everywhere. In some jurisdictions, there are some bodies that are called lobbyists. If you want them to lobby for you, you just engage them. You do the work for you. But I haven't lobbied for anything before.
If I may just come clear to the real question I want to ask you. Have you been contracted by anybody to lobby for him or her?
No, Mr. Chair.
If I may ask, you so much experience in lobbying, in other words, you have so much information about lobbying. Have you ever
said so? That he has so much information about lobbying.
Mr. Chair, he said lobbying is as old as man.
Yes, he was making a general statement.
Okay.
But he's not said he has so much information about lobbying. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let me reframe my question. Superintendent Asare, in your experience regarding this matter under investigation, have you learned anything about lobbying and ethics?
No, Mr. Chair.
As a police officer, Chief Bugri Naabu's office is not within the police facility. You felt very free in his office to discuss matters of the police, to the point that you are even suggesting to him names that are clear for you, so competent to become Inspector General of Police should the opportunity to appear. Is that very professional to do?
Honorable Chair, it was a private conversation.
Counsel, if you may avert your mind to page 23 of the original transcription of the original tape. Page 23. I believe the third paragraph, that starts with Alaji. Alaji speaks. That is Chief Bugri Naabu speaks. Yeah, apart from him, there are two other commissioners who are also having their people watching. And Speaker 3, that is Superintendent Asare, he said, Ernest and Mamitiwa. If I may ask for clarity, who is Ernest and who is Mamitiwa?
Honorable Chair, these names have already been furnished the committee by me not quite long ago. COP Mr. Ernest Oust and COP Mami Yatiwa Adanka.
Thank you very much for the refreshment. Alaji says, but as for Mami, and you came in to say, out, out, out. Why is Mami so out in your mind?
Mr. Chair, how this out came, I don't know about it. I can't say anything about it. It could also mean, because it was a private discussion, it was a friendly conversation with somebody that we thought was respectable. Out. When somebody is out, to me, is the person is exceptionally good. To me.
It is quite interesting that the context of the conversation, you were endorsing some recommendations by mentioning names. Okay? And Chief Bugri Naabu told you two other names had come. I think you were smart enough to know the system to say, the two names I know, it is Mami and Ernest. And Chief Bugri Naabu said, but, please underline that word, but, as for Mami, and he said, out. Look at the context and look at the explanation you are providing to the committee now. But as for Mami, and he said, out, out, out.
Honorable Chair, for your records, I want to say that how this out came, I cannot sit here and tell. I don't know anything about it. And if indeed it was said, it wasn't up to any bad intention, but for a positive one.
Thank you. On the 19th of June,
Lieutenant,
Mr. Chair,
let's establish something before you proceed. The out attributed to you, did that come from you?
Honorable Chair, I did indicate that I have no idea of this out one, but assuming without admitting, quote and unquote, that I did make that comment, it could be on a positive sense.
Superintendent Asare, do you know the role of the police council vis-a-vis appointment of inspectors general of police?
Mr. Chair, I have never had the opportunity to work with the police council, but with the appointment of the Inspector General of Police, I have made it clear to the committee.
If I can recall what you said, it is a prerogative of His Excellency the President to appoint in consultation with the Council of State. And you and I know that the Police Council provides strategic and policy advice on matters of the police to the President. The question I want to ask, which role do you think Chief Bugri Naabu will be playing to facilitate the appointment of an IGP?
Honorable Chair, Chief Bugri Naabu, as we all know, is a politician. He was the original chair for the MPP in the Northern region. And now, he is a National Council member. And when we met him in the course of our conversation, he did indicate that he recommended the current IGP to the President. So he made a statement. And if a politician tells you this, as to whether or not it is true, you leave it as it is. Because I don't need any appointment. And I wasn't, again, as well lobbying for anybody.
If you look at Regulation 82, 1CI, and if I may read that just to refresh your memory, Regulation 82 of CI 76, in other words, Ghana Police Service Regulation 2012, 82. Right. Major offenses. It is a major offense for an officer to engage in an activity outside official duties, which is likely to involve the officer in political controversy. I am very happy you know that Chief Bugri Naabu is a politician, and a very seasoned one as such, the former regional chairman of the MPP, a National Council member of the NPP. Discussing matters of the appointment of IGP with Chief Bugri Naabu and mentioning the name of the Executive Secretary to the President